sir.
Yes, please come, Aishwaryam.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Aishwaryam. Please sit down.
Thank you so much, sir.
So, Aishwaryam,
Yes, sir.
let's have your brief introduction.
So, my name is Aishwaryam Prajapati. I am 24 years old. I belong to Lucknow, the city of Nawabs, and I have done my BTech in Electrical and Electronics Engineering. This is my second attempt and my first interview.
So, you are presently working in Visakhapatnam?
No, sir, I have resigned.
You have resigned from
Yes,
there.
sir.
So, how long you worked there?
Sir, for a year.
For 1 year.
Yes, sir.
So, after that, you are full-fledged preparation, right?
Yes, sir.
So, how did you find the overall development of Vizag compared to say Lucknow, your home district?
Yes, sir. Sir, Vizag is more industrialized. It has a presence of a port, deep sea port. So there are many import and export activities going on there. Particularly, there are many IT companies such as Wipro, Infosys, etc. They have a strong presence there. In considering the migration towards the software sector, there is a greater share of migrants.
Is Vizag the capital of Andhra Pradesh today?
No, sir, it is not the capital of Andhra Pradesh today.
We heard some news about Vizag being announced as capital of Andhra.
Yes, sir. It was to be a 3 capital plan of the Andhra government, but it is still not finalized that which which district is going to be the capital.
All right. So, Uttar Pradesh, some very important event is happening today.
Yes, sir.
Where?
It is the opening ceremony and the inauguration of the Ayodhya airport.
So, what is this? Okay, there is a train also which is being flagged off today.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard about the name of the train? It's a new name.
No, sir.
Amrit Bharat train. You know what is it?
Sir, I don't know, sir.
You have no idea.
No, sir.
You're an electrical and electronics engineer.
Yes, sir.
So, what future you see for the EV vehicles in India?
Sir, the future of electric vehicles in India is possibly very bright, given that there is a discovery of lithium, which is the most critical element required for batteries, which can propel the EV revolution.
But Aishwaryam, I have just one for discussion's sake. The EV vehicles are pretty expensive.
Yes, sir.
So, I have a doubt that EV cars in India, at least for some years,
Yes, sir.
will not become a common man's car.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir, because the technology is still in the initial stages of development. Only some of the Indian manufacturers have...
So, how would it grow? If the common man doesn't buy,
Yes, sir.
then how many companies, organizations or these cab aggregators will buy, EVs?
Sir, here comes the role of the government. The policy should be made to incentivize the adoption of electric vehicles, such as the subsidies which are given to unclean sources of
Is there
energy.
any scheme presently?
Yes, sir, there is a scheme.
What is it?
It is called the Production Linked Incentive Scheme.
No, for adoption there is something.
Okay, sir. It is the it is abbreviated as FAME. I could not tell the...
Okay, but FAME, is it still continuing or the government has an intention to stop it in 24?
Sir, it is still continuing.
So with FAME also, the production is going up, but people are not able to buy.
Yes, sir.
You think there should be some very heavy subsidy initial years so that it picks up?
Sir, there should be a subsidy for the initial years, but the major thing comes here, the supporting infrastructure which hinders the adoption of the electric vehicles.
Okay, Aishwaryam, and last question. In the last decade or maybe a little more,
Yes, sir.
a lot of changes are seen in the institution of marriage in India.
Yes, sir.
Now, what could be the factors responsible? We never heard about live-in marriages. We never heard about same-sex marriages. We never heard about, many other forms which are taking place. So why is it happening?
Sir, regarding to the different forms of marriages, the pace of urbanization and industrialization has been increasing. The societies are becoming more and more modern nowadays. Many countries have legitimized the same-sex marriages. So it is probably not a new thing because it was covertly existing in the past also.
So India did not legitimize, even the court did not legitimize the same-sex marriage. What is your take? Like, you think that it was a good decision for India?
Sir, my opinion on this is that it should legitimize the same-sex marriages because it is not an artificial phenomenon, a biological and hormonal phenomena relating to certain emotions which are generated.
Okay.
So I think.
All right, Aishwaryam. I pass on to our member. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Aishwaryam,
Yes, sir.
you are from Gorakhpur.
Yes, sir. I was born in Gorakhpur.
You're born.
Yes, sir.
I think you must be knowing something about Gorakhpur.
Yes, sir.
You know, in India,
Yes,
there
sir.
is a tradition called Nath tradition.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me something about what is Nath tradition?
Sir, a Nath Sampradaya tradition.
Yeah, Sampradaya, Nath Sampradaya.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Call it Nath Sampradaya.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, it was the Gorakhpur was the epicenter of the Nath Sampradaya movement, and the major upheaval in the Nath Sampradaya movement came through the leadership of the Gorakhnath Baba, who was a yogi and a saint. So this movement basically focuses on the spiritual aspects. It focuses on search of real truth, which is the ultimate goal of the human. So it is basically that.
How it has influenced the Indian society in North India?
Sir, many offshoots of the Nath Sampradaya movement have been taken place since then. Such as the many followers of Gorakhnath, which we call as yogis, Sanatanis, and Kanfatas, etc. They have institutionalized many such movements. Sir.
What are some basic tenets of Nath Sampradaya? One or two important tenets. I mean, their God or their important tenets, something, some speciality about Nath Sampradaya.
Sir, I could not clearly remember.
And have you heard something about Bhakti movement in North India
Yes, sir.
and in Central India also?
Yes.
So, what do you know about Bhakti movement, Aishwaryam?
Yes, sir. Sir, the Bhakti movement was originated in the south by the Alwars and Nainars,
Okay.
who were devotees of Vishnu and Shiva, respectively. Their poetic verses, their teachings consisted
Yeah,
in
okay,
Bhakti
got it. So, they were devotee of
Lord Vishnu,
Lord
and
Vishnu
Shiva.
and
Lord Shiva.
Shiva. And Nath Sampradaya, they are devotee of?
Lord Shiva.
Okay. Aishwaryam, tell me, what is the difference between westernization and modernization?
Sir, modernization involves the qualitative aspects also, such as the increasing equality, reduction in the caste hierarchies, gender inequalities, class divisions, etc. Whereas the westernization is the imitation or the impact of the 150 years of the rule of Britishers, their ways of living, their ways of administration, etc. So it is different from the modernization concept.
Okay. And my last question is about Varna system and caste system.
Yes,
What is
sir.
the difference between Varna and caste?
Sir, Varna is basically a broad framework which has been originated from the Vedic society. So it divides the society into 4 parts.
Okay.
Whereas the caste is the original, it is the occupational unit. It is basically based on the jatis, which are defined based on the occupation of a particular community, sir. Thank you, sir.
Aishwarya, you are a poet also.
Yes, sir, I write.
In what way poets contribute to nation building?
Sir, poetry is a very strong motivating factor. It is a key to establish communication. people can be motivated to participate into various movements such as we have seen in our freedom struggle. For example, the Inqilab Zindabad और the दुश्मनों की गोलियों का सामना हम करेंगे, आज़ाद हैं हम, आज़ाद ही रहेंगे. So all these are the poetic lines, poetic verses or the bhajans in form of the evoking the ideals of Rama, Krishna, etc. So these impact the society. They establish a good communication link between the people.
Aishwaryam, you worked in L&T,
Yes, sir.
then in hydrocarbon engineering,
Yes, sir.
then you resigned.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any plan B? Suppose you are not selected, then what?
Sir, till now I haven't thought of any plan B because I am pretty much confident that I could land somewhere at least in this civil services examination.
Tell me more about Hydrocarbon Engineering Limited.
Yes, sir.
What they are doing to preserve environment,
Yes.
especially with net zero
Yes.
kind of concepts.
Sir, hydrocarbons are basically the organic compounds consisting of hydrogen and carbon. So they constitute the unclean energy, what we call as coal and fossil fuel. However, this hydrocarbon limited, L&T Hydrocarbon Limited, is basically focusing on refining the commercial fuel, upgrading it to the BS6 standards of the commercial fuel. So it will have a potentially less greenhouse gas emission, and it will also improve the efficiency of the commercial vehicles, and also it will have an positive impact on the environment.
Aishwarya, what will be impact of ethanol blending
Yes, sir.
on agriculture?
Sir, it has.
If we go beyond 20%, or
Yes.
let's say 100% or 50%.
Yes, sir. Sir, it has mixed impacts. For agriculture, the positive impacts could be the excess food grains which are rotting in the FCI storages can be utilized. The potential raw material, which is sugarcane, which is abundant in UP, could be utilized and farmers could get more income. So it could double the farmers' income. However, the negative impacts, if we talk about, its raw materials require high water intensive crops. So it could impact the agriculture as well because the water table will go down. Yes.
Aishwarya, I want to buy a car in next year.
Yes, sir.
So, which kind of car would you recommend me to buy?
Sir, regarding the car, it should have a high mileage and a higher average. If possible, the Tata Motors have commercialized their electric cars, so you could probably buy the Tata Motors electric car.
So, you are not recommending electric vehicles?
Yes, sir.
I was wanting to hear what, how the car will behave with respect to environment.
Yes, sir. Sir, electric vehicle two-wheelers specifically are more have a lesser impact than four-wheelers in the roads because emission is reduced. Yes, sir.
Okay, last question.
Yes.
Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Alpha.
Yes, sir.
What is difference between the three generations?
Sir, these three generations belong to different years of their birth. For example, the Gen X is probably the people born after the 1964. Gen Y is the people born after, I think, 1980s, and Gen Alpha is the people born after the 2013. So it basically symbolizes the generational shift in the form of technology usage, standards of living, etc. Sir.
Thank you. Over to
you. Now, you are an electrical engineer, electrical and electronics.
Yes, sir.
And of course, you've done your 12th and so on. So how do you see yourself fitting in the civil services?
Sir, this services is very broad, has very diverse opportunities. In the scientific or what we call as the technical field, like BTech or the electrical engineering, a good amount of scientific logic is developed in us, which could lead us to taking rational decisions, logical decisions. So I think this could contribute as an administrator. Also, sir, the hard work which one has to put in the technical fields is also one of the positive things. Here we are accustomed to the hard work, so we could possibly utilize those qualities here also.
Coming to your sociology bit,
Yes, sir.
from where did Weber bring out his model or his theories? Did he look at any community and did he draw sort of inferences from them?
Yes, sir. So the basic concept which Weber talked about was the Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism. So he draws the elective affinity between the two groups, that is the Protestants and the Catholics, the level of industrialization, the level of spirit for industrialization and capitalism. I'm sorry. So he draws the inference between the two communities. They're thinking about work, notion of calling, the predestination theory, etc. Sir.
No, but which are the communities, let us say, let us talk of UK.
Yes, sir.
So to which community does this sort of ethic
Yes, sir.
fully apply? UK is a big,
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
comparatively there are many
Yes.
societies there. And which countries have, been influenced with this sort of ethic?
The particular community which he talks about is the Jews. So Jews have higher level of capitalism and they are more excelled in different fields as compared to the Catholics. Sir, the area I don't remember, sir.
And which country people say generally follows the Weberian philosophy, and also the country happens to be a successful country. To some extent, people attribute this philosophy to their development.
Sir, it could be possibly Germany, if I could remember. Sir, I do not know, sir.
No, but you telling me. So, and what did Marx say? How would things progress in societies? He started with, let us say we start from where he started his point of agitation, so to say, or the point of society as a bourgeois society. Then how did he think that it will progress?
Sir, Marx gave the concept of historical materialism. So he says that there are basically 6 types of society which would progress. The progress is based on the alienation from the previous society, or which we can say the increasing exploitation in the previous society would lead to the kind of revolution in each society. Not in each society, but yes, the exploitation is the basic factor which motivates the society to progress.
You see, he was in a particular time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So obviously, you can say about history and you come to that particular time.
Yes, sir.
From the time Marx wrote this theses or theory, Marx and Engels.
Yes, sir.
What from that point, how did he envisage the society would progress?
Sir, Marx writes basically in the times of the chaos in the French, that is the during and the post-French Revolution. So he sees it as a falling feudalism and a rising capitalism. So he based his theory on this basis, that as the feudalism will fall, the capitalism will be on the rise, and the future communities would be exploited and alienated in capitalism. The class consciousness would develop in them, and they will become a class in itself, and then they would rebel and the proletariats will rebel against the bourgeoisie, and then they will progress to a higher level. But however, as we see that capitalism is a continuing society, it has not been progress to any higher society, sir.
No, if he says that the proletariat will rise,
Yes, sir.
and what will happen after the proletariat rises? Forget what has
Okay, sir.
happened. How would you say that, for example, in the USSR,
Yes, sir.
you can say that the proletariat rose, but what did he predict after that? What happened is different. What
Yes.
did he predict? How things will go thenceforth?
Sir,
And why they didn't go thenceforth in the direction he had said they will go?
yes, sir. Sir, he predicted that after the initial proletariat will turn out against the bourgeoisie, the communism will be established. So, a socialist state would be established. However, we see from many cases like USSR and China, a perfectly communist or the socialist state which Marx predicted did not come to power. The reasons may be the policies that were implemented by the socialist state of USSR or the China were not truly the socialist policies suggested by Marx. They were.
Oh, that's okay.
Yes, sir.
But Marx wrote about withering away of the state. What did he mean by that?
Sir, I do not remember, sir.
Okay. And then why did the other European countries
Yes, sir.
not, what do you see as the present European countries? Do you see them as capitalist societies, or what do you see them as? Or they have a mixture of socialism and capitalism, or what are they now today? And why did they not progress? Because it's all about Europe.
Yes, sir.
Why did they not progress the way USSR progressed?
Sir, the European societies are basically capitalistic societies.
Hmm.
So, their progress has been on the capitalistic path only.
Yeah.
The capitalism did not fall in those Europe areas because they were more homogeneous societies than the other societies. So, the polarization of class, which was essential condition for establishment of socialist state, did not happen, and the classes intermingled with each other, provided they were more homogeneous, sir.
Okay. Durkheim says, a status of, what anomie? What does he mean by that?
Sir, he meant by anomie the reduction in the regulation forces and the integration in the society, differing from the acceptable patterns of the society, is regarded as the anomie, a pathological state basically.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I think I've concentrated on sociology.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. So, Aishwaryam, coming back to Uttar Pradesh,
Yes, sir.
do you think Uttar Pradesh should be divided into 2 or more states? And if done so, what will be the advantages and disadvantages?
Sir, Uttar Pradesh, provided it is the one of the largest state of the India and the one of the largest population. The positives for the division could be that more political representation, as each divided units would have their legislative assemblies. Other would be the targeted development initiatives. However, some fallouts of this will be the division of people on the basis of the cultural and linguistic lines. Secondly, sir, logistical challenges, infrastructure challenges, establishment of the governance structure pose a big challenge to the division of
Okay,
Uttar Pradesh.
So, coming to my first question,
Yes, sir.
are you in favor or not?
No, sir, I am not in favor of dividing the Uttar Pradesh because it has been performing really well on social and economic indicators.
Okay, so talking about economic indicators of Uttar Pradesh,
Yes.
can you compare the macroeconomic indicators of Uttar Pradesh with that of India?
Yes, sir. So, if we see the development of Uttar Pradesh in last 10 years, so we find that the gross state domestic product of Uttar Pradesh has increased from 8 lakh crores in 2012 to 24.5 lakh crores in 2023. So it has been growing at a rate of 10%, which surpasses the average in growth of India, which is at the 7%. Also, the infrastructure development consisting of the expressways, highways, airports, provided there are 5 international airports in Uttar Pradesh, longest road network in Uttar Pradesh, longest rail network in Uttar Pradesh.
What about unemployment, inflation?
Yes, sir. Sir, the unemployment is pretty much below the Indian unemployment data, but because the state has large population, so in terms of the aggregate number, it is very much high than other states.
Okay. Coming to international affairs.
Yes, sir.
So in the recent BRICS summit,
Yes, sir.
so new countries were invited. 6 countries were invited.
Yes, sir.
So if they are made part of BRICS,
Yes, sir.
so how will it benefit India and what will be the demerit to India?
Yes, sir. Sir, could I take a moment?
Yes.
Sir, if the new countries are admitted to BRICS, so firstly it will increase the leadership presence of India with other regions. Secondly, sir, provided that SARC has been dysfunctional, groping with challenges, BRICS could provide an ideal leadership platform for India to extend its influence over other countries. Sir, only this much I know.
Okay, coming to your hobbies and extracurricular activity section, you like listening and singing songs and gardening.
Yes, sir.
Choose any of your favorite activity and explain me how is it going to help you in civil services.
Sir, I would choose gardening. So, if we plant a flower, it requires, first of all, it requires a good knowledge of the soil, the basic knowledge we need to know about the soil, the seasons in which I have to plant it, the challenges it will attract, like the pest attack or the etc. So, good basic knowledge is very important. Focusing on the nuances, details. So, gardening involves very much details, which pesticide to use, either organic or inorganic. So, this could help in the administrative section. Also, it requires amount of patience, because to see a flower bloom, we have to wait for 3 to 4 months, but it gives the happiness. So, in administration also, the policy implementation or at any level of policy formulation, patience has to be kept to see the outcomes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Aishwaryam. I pass on to Chairman, sir.
Thank
So,
you, sir.
Aishwarya, any topic or subject which we may not have covered from your DAV? If yes, then I can ask you one last question.
Sir, my college NIT Uttarakhand. You did not ask
Uttarakhand.
anything. Yes.
So, your subject was electrical and electronics. But anyway, since you spent 4 years in Uttarakhand,
Yes, sir.
how fragile is Uttarakhand's environment, and how is it affecting the economy of Uttarakhand?
Sir, the fragility of the Uttarakhand has been very high. One of the examples is the recent Joshimath incident, other the tunnel collapse incident. The major economic activity going on there is the widening of the Char Dham project. So we see that Uttarakhand has not experienced any major earthquake that is above 8 magnitude. So the strain, the geological strain has been building over there from at least 200 years. So in future there is a very potential challenge of earthquake, because the energy have to be released. Also the tunneling activities,
Okay,
etc.
so what is Uttarakhand government thinking? What should be done to tide away this crisis so that their economy continues to run?
Sir, one of the initiatives taken were the in the form of the gross forest. Sir, I do not.
How would
know.
tourism get affected?
Yes, sir. Sir, the infrastructure changes are happening, which would attract lot of tourists. However, the fragility will anyways increase. So the tourism needs to be limited. It needs to be decongested from specifically from the religious areas.
Good. Thank you, Aishwaryam. We have completed our interview. May
Thank you so
proceed to
much.
the adjoining room and we'll call you again in
Thank you
few
so much,
minutes.
sir.
So, Aishwaryam, how do you think you have done today? What's your assessment?
Sir, satisfactory.
You were happy, satisfactory. So, Aishwaryam, you are doing well, and when is your interview? Date hasn't come.
Sir, it is on 19th January.
अच्छा 19th लिखा हुआ है इसमें 19th ही लिखा है okay 19th January. So you have time, Aishwaryam, I would say. When I said you have time, basically so that we can list out certain things which you should do, right? You more or less knew little about everything,
Yes, sir.
right? But your content of answers, they were not weird, but they lacked quality and depth.
Yes, sir.
You were good in communication, but again, I would say that in communication, you were able to express what you wanted to,
Yes, sir.
but the tone and the way you spoke, it was a monotonous. Continuously you were very rapidly,
Yes, sir.
answering everything and in one go, cut. If one has to draw, वो होता है ना जैसे वो जब वो ग्राफ लेते हैं ना बीपी का तो ऊपर नीचे जाता है. Modulation. Bring some modulation in your delivery.
Yes, sir.
And reduce the pace.
Yes, sir.
मतलब बहुत तेज के साथ साथ उसको ऊपर नीचे करके, लाइक सपोज आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू, अभी मैंने आपको एक आई एम के ऊपर थोड़ा जोर दिया,
Yes,
है ना, फिर मैंने हल्का थोड़ा सा मॉड्यूलेट किया, फिर आपको मैं दोबारा से थोड़ा जोर से बोल रहा हूँ. सो आपका क्या था कि वो यूनियन पब्लिक सर्विस कमीशन डिटेल्ड एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म 2 दिस, तो कुछ तो सुनाई नहीं पड़ता और कुछ फिर वो बोर्डम सा और मोनोटनस हो जाता है.
Yes,
तो
sir.
अपनी स्पीच में आप जब वीडियो देखेंगी ना, तब आपको थोड़ा सा एहसास होगा कि मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ.
Yes, sir.
थोड़ा सा इसको कर लो, टाइम आपके पास पूरा है, प्रैक्टिस कर सकती हो. अब आते हैं कंटेंट में. तो कंटेंट में आपको थोड़ी क्वालिटी लाने के लिए यू विल हैव टू मे बी राइट डाउन स्टार्टिंग विद योर डेफ सब्जेक्ट्स, है ना. विशाखापट्टनम में आप रही हो, काम किया है, उसके बारे में मैंने आपसे पूछा. गोरखपुर के बारे में भी आ सकता है. वहाँ ये मत कहिएगा मैं तो बस पैदा हुई थी. एंड गोरखपुर इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट सब्जेक्ट,
Yes, sir.
है ना. गोरखपुर आए दिन कुछ ना कुछ गोरखपुर में सुनाई पड़ता है. एयरपोर्ट भी बन गया, कुशीनगर भी है उसके पास, है ना, और सीएम है तो काफ़ी कुछ है. उत्तर प्रदेश अपने आप में खान है इंफॉर्मेशन है उसकी. सो यू हैव टू बी प्रिपेयर्ड अबाउट सोशल इकोनॉमिक कैरेक्टर एंड इंडिकेटर्स ऑफ उत्तर प्रदेश. लिख लीजिए इसको.
Yes, sir.
क्या होगा कि जब आप बोलने में आपको बहुत अच्छा है,
Yes, sir.
लेकिन जब आप बोलती हैं तो उसमें जो कंटेंट है ना वो सॉलिड होना चाहिए और स्ट्रक्चर्ड होना चाहिए.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I would say that Visakhapatnam is different from Lucknow in the following manner. Firstly, sir, it is a coastal city.
Yes, sir.
Number two, sir, it has very rich infrastructure.
Yes, sir.
So thirdly, it is the hub of, it is the gateway to Andhra Pradesh and one of the very developed cities and whatever. So, समझ गए ना.
Yes, sir.
अब आपने कितने कम टाइम में उसी पॉइंट को कह दिया. अदरवाइज आप कंटिन्यूसली एक सेंटेंस पूरा बोला, एंड सर इज अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस देयर इज दिस एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस दैट दिस. व्हाई डू वी वेस्ट टाइम ऑन दिस? आप समझ रहे हैं मेरी?
Yes.
So ये कुछ एक चीज़ें हैं. अदरवाइज यू आर वेरी गुड एंड यू विल सर्टनली डू वेरी वेल विद दीज स्मॉल अमेंडमेंट्स. एंड इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफ वुमेन, ये मैरिज का जो आपने कहा, उस पर भी थोड़ा क्वालिटी पॉइंट्स 1 2 3 4 लाइए,
Yes, sir.
है ना. मतलब मॉडर्नाइजेशन, वेस्टर्नाइजेशन, ग्लोबलाइजेशन. आपने एक आध चीज़ कही थी, क्या कही थी आपने? यू मेंशन अबाउट द इंस्टीट्यूशन ऑफ मैरिज, व्हाई इट इज चेंजिंग.
Urbanization.
हाँ, अर्बनाइजेशन भी है, गांव में भी हो रहा है.
हाँ.
आज गांव में भी बैठे बैठे आप सब कुछ देख रहे हो.
Yes.
So it has its impact, but it will be slow. The level is different. So come out with 5-6 points.
Yes, sir.
I would also add that the economic motivation has become much more.
Yes.
The women have become more empowered financially.
Yes, sir.
Is it not?
Yes, sir.
मतलब पैसा मैरिज का इंस्टीट्यूशन इसलिए और चलता था क्योंकि डिपेंडेंस होती थी.
Yes, sir.
अब वो फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस हो गई है, उससे भी द गर्ल्स डोंट वांट टू गेट मैरिड, दे वांट टू मेक द करियर फर्स्ट.
Yes, sir.
यू डोंट हैव टू मेंशन सो स्पेसिफिकली, बट उस पॉइंट को भी लाओ.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना? तो दैट्स इट फ्रॉम माय साइड. वील हियर अदर मेंबर्स.
Aishwaryam, overall you are a good candidate,
Yes, sir.
right? You have performed well. Some crispness in the answers to the point is required.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you should be crisp and clear. That is the thing,
Yes, sir.
right? So, and whenever you make an answer, so at the same time, simultaneously, the analysis of your answer should be within your mind. Actually,
Yes, sir.
you should analyze the things what you're telling. Okay, so that analysis is very important. Once you do the analysis, then automatically the things, you express the things automatically,
Yes, sir.
right? So analysis goes simultaneously inside your brain. That you try that actually.
Okay, sir.
Analyzing your answers. Okay, this I am telling, so this means this, and that's why this is the resultant of this, or this is a precursor of this, or something like whatever. So that is important.
Okay, sir.
So but your answers are good. I mean, you've done well. You've done well. No need to worry. But the only thing is that a little bit thinking to the answers. Little bit thinking to the answers. Okay, what I am talking or what I am telling. Okay, and how I am going to support this with further things. That analysis is required actually.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you can do that.
Yes.
Overall, you are a very good candidate. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
So Aishwarya, you are very good. Your communication is good. Eye contact is good. Generally, we advise that you look in the eyes of the person asking the question, and maybe around 10% look at the other members.
Yes.
So that is one point I wanted to tell you.
Yes, sir.
Poetry in nation building, you were good. Hydrocarbon engineering limited, L&T's subsidiary.
Yes, sir.
So उसमें थोड़ा सा I was not very educated by your reply.
Yes, sir.
You were sort of mixed up. My question was what it is doing for environment.
Okay.
Okay, so listen to the question. Plan B, perhaps you wanted to say that you do not want to have a plan B because you want to focus on this. So say that.
Yes, sir.
Say very clearly that I resign from my job because I want to focus on this and not have a plan B. It may be a distraction to me. Something like that. That's what you wanted to come out.
Yes, sir.
Then Gen X, Gen Y, Gen Alpha, your reply is right. Simply add one sentence that these generations, like in case of technology, are there for changing society norms.
Yes, sir.
Right? So that's it. My car for 2024, I expected a technical reply from.
Yes, sir.
So that was the purpose of asking the question. Not that I wanted Tata car or Maruti car. I wanted which car is desirable in year 2024, looking into pollution, etc.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir.
Aishwarya, I draw from my colleagues' replies. You see, you pick up a reply and then you just rattle out a lot of things. you should understand what is being asked and then take a few seconds to think and then reply.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't mean that when I stop immediately you should start. No, because you sometimes, at least in my case, you perhaps did not hear what I was saying. And insofar as sociology is concerned, which I also actually took as a subject in the civils, being an engineer myself, you see, you should place all these thinkers in a framework and have that framework with you.
Yes, sir.
You know a lot of things in disparate. You talk of, say, Protestant ethic, and but you're not able to give examples. America is quoted as an example of Weberian philosophy.
Yes, sir.
It is Protestant. It has work ethic.
Yes, sir.
So, इसलिए if you don't frame what Weber really meant
Yes, sir.
or what Marx meant, then you will pick up parts of it which are right, but you will not join them together.
Yes, sir.
So make a framework. I'm sure you do. You know all of them. It's like a jigsaw. Put them together. Otherwise, it was very nice.
ओके सो ऐश्वर्यम, आपके पास पोटेंशियल काफ़ी ज़्यादा है और अच्छी बात यह कि अभी आपके पास टाइम भी है। शायद 19 को है आपका इंटरव्यू, तो अब आराम से आपके पास 20 डेज है। थोड़ा सा कंटेंट में डीप जाइए, है ना, स्ट्रक्चर कीजिए, थोड़ा सा पॉइंट वाइज याद कीजिए, तो वो आपको हेल्प करेगा। कम्युनिकेशन आपका सही है, बस एक छोटा सा एक इसमें एडवाइस मैं क्या दूंगा आपको, जैसे जब आप मुझे आंसर दे रहे हो या मैं सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ ना, आप मेरी तरफ खाली 20% देख रहे हो और बाकी आप रोटेट बहुत कर रहे हो। किसी ने शायद आपको एडवाइस दिया होगा,
Yes, sir.
उल्टा करना है। 90% वही देखना है जिसने क्वेश्चन पूछा है। तो मैं अगला पूछना भी चाह रहा था ना, लेकिन आपका ध्यान मेरी तरफ था ही नहीं, आपका रोटेशन बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा है। ठीक है, आई थिंक किसी ने आपको एडवाइस दी होगी।
Yes, sir, in other mock
हाँ नहीं,
questions.
वो उसको मत फॉलो कीजिए। तो ऐसे क्या मेंबर को इग्नोरेंट फील होता है।
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, तो ये आप देख लेना थोड़ा सा। बाकी आपको बस मेनली इन डेप्थ जाने की जरूरत है कंटेंट में। इंट्रोडक्शन के समय आपको ये बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है कि आई एम 24 ईयर ओल्ड, ये मेरा सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट है और मेरा फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू है। ये सब बिल्कुल अवॉइड कीजिए, इन सबको आपको बोलने की बिल्कुल भी जरूरत नहीं है। और बस आप कंटेंट पे काम कीजिए, थोड़ा सोशियोलॉजी को फिर से रिवाइज कीजिए, आपको ऑप्शन था, क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं उस पर।
नहीं, जो चहल साहब कह रहे हैं, I again like to repeat that, because as I said, you are not listening and taking in the question.
Yes, sir.
क्योंकि आप इधर उधर देख रहे थे ना बेटा, ऐसे ऐसे, तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ, तो आप अगर इधर उधर देख रहे हो तो you are only listening to part, your eyes and your ears are in conflict. Pay attention to the person who is questioning.
Yes, sir.
And
Sir,
if you are 101% confident, then you can look here and there. Otherwise, concentrate on the person.
वो भी ओकेजनली।
earlier,
माने
sir,
लेफ्ट
I
राइट
was-
देखने का अगर पूरा कॉन्फिडेंस है कि मैं आंख बंद के भी आंसर कर सकती हूँ, तो अब लेफ्ट राइट देखो, नहीं तो कॉन्सेंट्रेट, बिकॉज यू नॉट हियरिंग द फुल क्वेश्चन।
Okay, Aishwaryam, your questions now.
ओके,
If you have any questions from us.
Sir, this part that कि जो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है उसको देखना है, तो इसमें यही करो जो
क्लियर हो
पूछ
गया
रहा
ना,
है।
इतने लोगों ने आपको कह दिया।
क्योंकि बहुत कंफ्यूज कर रहे हैं बहुत लोग।
नहीं नहीं, आप हमारी बात मानो, अब नहीं मानो, अब बाहर जाके जिसकी भी बात मानो, आपके ऊपर है। बट हम लोग खुद इस एग्जाम को निकाल के आए हैं,
Yes,
है ना,
sir.
और अगर आप बिलीव करो तो
I
उसमें
believe, sir.
उसमें रीज़न भी दिया जा
Yes,
सकता
sir.
है कि आप जब किसी को देखते हो तो आपका ध्यान आंसर पे भी जाता है। अगर आप इधर से उधर करोगे तो आप के दिमाग में आएगा, अरे मुझे इधर देखना है। जैसे ही आप देखोगे, आपका जो थॉट प्रोसेस है वो हिल जाएगा,
Yes, sir.
और जो थॉट्स आ रहे हैं आपको, वो डेफिनेटली इफेक्ट होगी। कंसंट्रेशन किसे कहते हैं? यू आर बेसिकली मेडिटेटिंग टू गेट योर आंसर। दिमाग से निकाल रही हो आप, मेमोरी से, वो मेडिटेशन आपका इफेक्ट हो जाएगा। जैसे ही आपका ध्यान गया, मैं इधर देखूँ तो देखूँ, नेवर डू।
Okay, sir.
ओके, और
जस्ट टू सप्लीमेंट, अभी जो है आप बड़ा ध्यान से चेयरमैन साहब को सुन रहे हैं,
Yes.
अब आप इसमें ऐसे ऐसे देखो तो
हाँ।
कैसे होगा?
अच्छा, और क्या
And the
question
chairman is looking at you very
Yes.
seriously, trying to teach you
Yes.
or give you advice.
Yes.
What is the other question? Any other question?
Sir, length of the answer is long.
Long है.
Long.
अब देखो, तुमने विशाखापट्टनम इतना लंबा बता दिया, लखनऊ भूल गई. तो आई ऑल्सो चोज टू गो अहेड. अब लखनऊ का पूछते हैं, फिर आप एक और शुरू हो. टाइम इज ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेंट, नो.
Yes, sir.
मेरे भी लालच है पैनल की कि मैं आपसे ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन पूछूं.
Okay, sir.
क्योंकि वहाँ जस्टिस करने की बात ही है कि आपको न्याय देने के लिए कि नहीं, आप बोलती जाओ बोलती जाओ बोलती जाओ, बीच में इंटरप्ट करेंगे, है ना. और बताओ. That's all.
Yes, sir.
एक टाटा का आपने नाम दिया, कंपनी का किसी का नाम मत दो,
Okay, sir.
ठीक है ना. सो देयर आर मेनी गुड कंपनीज सर, एंड दे आर मेकिंग गुड. आई विल सब्सक्राइब दैट यू शुड गो फॉर ईवी,
Yes.
एसयूवी. कैटेगरी बता दो, कंपनी का नाम मत बताओ,
Yes.
ठीक है. ऑल द बेस्ट टू यू. वी हैव गिवन यू 59% टुडे.
160 marks.
दिस इज द फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू.
Yes, sir.
अब देखो, हम खुश नहीं हैं आपके इस परफॉर्मेंस से, इसलिए क्योंकि आपका पोटेंशियल बहुत ज़्यादा है. तो अब 19 दिन के बाद, 17 दिन के बाद मैं पूछवाऊंगा कि आप कैसे कर रही हो.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, कराएं फ़ोन यहाँ से,
Yes, sir.
हैं.
Correct.
ठीक.
ऑल द बेस्ट.
Thank you, sir.
All the best.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.